Hey, this is directed at Jazz in particular. Excuse me. The Jazzman, about his manifestation video. Jazz, you know how I've been, in my videos, I've been talking about objects and how they're appearing to us. That's a little better. Objects and how they're appearing to us, and how objects manifest, how our scene right here, my scene, how it manifests to me. And even as I'm driving back home from San Francisco, I've been just looking and examining the scene that's here. And one of the things that's interesting to think about is, and I don't know if any of you have thought of this before, but how can I say this? See, have you ever seen a symmetrical box drawn on a piece of paper? Where, as if you were to take, I don't even know how you would draw it, actually. Maybe you've never seen that before. But what I'm trying to say is, have you ever seen a box drawn on a piece of paper that wasn't sculpted with a vanishing point, so it wasn't sculpted, as larger, the part that's closer to you is larger, and then the backside is smaller, which creates scale and perception of depth. This could just be me, but I have a feeling that a lot of us imagine, when we imagine the universe, the world, we imagine that, take for instance, a road. We imagine that a road is the same width all the way down, right? Now, when you really look at a road, it's really wide at the point where you're standing on it, and then it gets smaller as it goes away from you. You know what I'm saying? The road, and a very interesting thing to do, just to illustrate this, is while you're driving, I want you to take your arms and put them up like this. Put them flat on the edge of the horizon. While you're driving, try not to crash while you're doing this, but put your arms up on the edge of the horizon, and then drop them down until the bottom of your arms hit the side of the road, if you understand what I'm saying. So start on the horizon and drop them down until the bottom of your arms, according to your perception of the road, until the bottom of your arms are lined up with the right side of the road and the left side of the road. Now, when you do this, when I did this, what I notice is that the road is comprising the majority of my vision as I look forward. The road itself, at least under the horizon, the road is comprising the majority of what I see, and the stuff, so to speak, like the land, the surrounding land, which includes, orchards, houses, people, mountains, everything under the horizon, that stuff is a minority of the portion that I can see underneath the horizon. So we have the road, which is, as far as angles, it's maybe 10-degree drop from 180, if 180 is a flat line. 10-degree drop, something like that. It's very small. So the stuff part of our vision, as in if you're on a road, the stuff part, all the people, all the things, all the livestock, the mountains, it's made up by a very tiny sliver of the portion that you're seeing underneath the horizon. So arms up, drop them down, and you have a little slice of cake. You have a really thin slice of cake that's making up your landmass to your right and to your left. And when you bring that back to my original example of how we tend to think of three-dimensional objects as having a fixed shape and as being we don't think of them in our minds necessarily as melting into a vanishing point, which is how that's the only way that they are. They're not any other way besides that. So if you think of a road, the only way your road is going to be parallel, like the sides are going to be the same distance apart to you, as far as I can tell, the only way that I've ever seen a road look like that is if I was up in an airplane and looking directly down at the road. And then you can see that, the road, the sides are staying, the width of the road is staying the same. But, okay, so that's that one thing. It's interesting to think about. That's one thing. But the other thing I wanted to mention, Jazz, you kind of sparked this thought of mine when you're talking about manifestation. Check out my last video if you want to see a very angry rant about my lack of manifesting this dead money you're talking about. So yeah, check that out if you want to see me mad. But when you're talking about we can manifest anything, we can manifest, I just had this thought, and this thought was that our scene, if you call this little 3D bubble, that magnifying glass that we're rolling along in on top of the face of the earth or flat plane, whatever the fuck it is, this little bubble here, everything in it keeps refreshing all the time. So from, I don't know, every 2 minutes, probably 3 minutes, the whole scene is entirely different. Really, every second is entirely different, but you're retaining the little centipede trail of your mind, your memory of fixed locations. The little frame rate is being held, but it's refreshing. So this manifesting stuff, I think a lot of us have this idea that manifesting is going to be something like, you snap your fingers and then like a rabbit appears, or like, you pat the seat next to you and mumble some mumbo jumbo abracadabra, some special words, and all of a sudden like a naked hot chick will appear in your seat. I've actually tried that before. It doesn't work. In the seat beside you. But I don't think it works like that. I think the way it would work, this is what I'm imagining. I'm imagining that if I'm got my manifesting powers tuned in and I know what I'm doing, and I know what I can and can't do, the way I would actually manifest something is I would bring it into existence from the horizon where it's unmanifest, right? It's unmanifest in the horizon where it's all it gets tiny to the point of it's undecipher, or you can't recognize anything in the horizon at a certain point. It's like if I don't know, if you zoom in too far on a photograph, you can't see anything. It's the same concept moving in as it is moving out. But the way I see it, the way we manifest, if we are actually creating this from a certain level, and it makes a lot of sense to me, just from the sensation of being in the body and how autonomous it feels, and how it's not personated by anything else besides me. Even if there's other people around me, those people are the same as me. So like, I haven't had an alien sort of a being presence. I haven't had a God being presence, aside from smoking weed or doing some type of drugs. And then of course your manifesting powers are augmented greatly. But anyway, so manifesting, if you're driving in your car and say you want to manifest a carnival, you know, then the carnival is gonna just appear. You know, it's gonna come in from too tiny to distinguish. It's just gonna, you know, it's gonna do that. And I think that's how easy manifestation actually is. If you remember how to do this, if you know you can do this, whatever are the prerequisites for us consciously being able to do something like this, I'm pretty sure it would be as easy as that. Because if you think about it, everything is just appearing from super tiny in the horizon, indistinguishable separate objects, to it just pops up. And yes, we do have memory. We do have memory of things we've seen before. So in that way, object permanence seems to be a thing to us. But I know that this ether or whatever is a force field that can manifest anything. Because when I would smoke weed, I would manifest things, and I would get really scared, and I manifested my car getting stolen in front of my face. Like I heard it peeling out. I saw it screech away. Everyone in the billiards room was just like, oh my God, like, do you see that? You see that guy's car just get stolen? Like all this was going on, it was actually happening physically for me. And I was high on some spice, really nasty weed shit that I don't want to do anymore. But I manifested that and various other things that, in hindsight, that didn't manifest for the people around me, but it certainly did for me. It didn't manifest for the people around me in the way that it did for me, but for me, I was there. It was physically happening. I saw it with my eyeballs. So I think I know there are certain patterns and rules that govern the behavior of manifestation, and we don't just have absolute freedom to pop something in, pop something out. You know, we have to be limited enough that we don't do something that just horrifies us, because God beings or whatever the fuck we are, it doesn't really matter. We don't necessarily appreciate and have enough gratitude for the limitations that we have, because I've tasted what it feels like to have the veil rip in front of you, the curtain pulled back right in front of your eyeballs, and your eyeballs aren't even eyeballs anymore because something else is going on, and you forgot about eyeballs, and then terror and horror and all. We should be grateful that the laws are not as just easy to break. I can't just, if you're road raging about somebody and you want to just swipe their car off the road, like we've seen in a few movies, you can't do that. If you could do that, then we'd be seeing people do that. And then of course I would be seeing people do that. And then it's my little personal bubble, my little personal reality. That's just philosophy for you. But anyway, this is getting way too long, and we're approaching up on 15 minutes, so I'm gonna title it Manifesting or something about that, and I'm gonna tag Jazz, or I'll shout you out, or not shout you out, but I will write a comment on your latest video, Jazz, and I'm gonna point you toward this video, and because I'm curious to see what you think about that idea of mine. And yeah, I'm gonna try and manifest my dad's house now, so I can have a place to sleep tonight. So we'll see how successful I am at that. All right, guys. Thanks again, Jazz, for sparking this little conversation in my head, and I hope you guys enjoyed some of my thought process. And take care, everyone. Bye.